Well, Shabbat Shalom, Mishpachah. Yes, I'm back. I'm here. This is your More, Malkia Uriel, and I'm delighted to be with you. Yes, this is an opportunity for us to come and spend some time together. And I apologize once again for any technical difficulties. I apologize for, the lighting not being the best, but hey, it's all right. We do what we do. We do what we have to. And I want to simply say, hey, I'm happy to be with you. This is, of course, the day that the Most High has made, and we are rejoicing in it. We are glad in it. And hopefully, things will go well today. So let's continue. Let's get on with it. You know what? We have, once again, we have some time together, and let's make the most of that.
Shabbat morning coffee, Shabbat morning coffee, Shabbat morning coffee, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Oh.
Well, Shabbat Shalom, fam. Hey, we're definitely back, and just wanted you to know that, we're working out all the bugs. We're working out, as you know, yes, I'm traveling, and it's so good to see, so good to see each and every one of you. Man, I missed you all. I missed you all so much. And, it's just one of those things where, we're doing the best that we can. We're making progress as we go. But long story short, we are doing the absolute best that we can. And you know what? We're improvising as we go because, it's important that we just keep things moving. For those of you that are with us for the first time, I am your More, Malkia Uriel, and yes, this is Shabbat Morning Coffee. With Shabbat Morning Coffee, we come together, we talk about a number of different issues together, but we give it to you from a Hebrew perspective. And so while this particular session is going to be shorter than normal, I'm just simply saying, hey, why don't you take a look at our YouTube channel and look at some of our other sessions. You'll get a real good feel for, how we do what we do. Well, peace and blessings to each and every one of you. Once again, I'm glad to be back with you. And I'm trying to set things up even as we go, trying to set up a little bit of lighting. Because a brother just looked too dark. Not that I have a problem with looking dark, but you know what I'm saying. I'm trying to put some light on the subject. We're going to have to hold it right there. Okay. And let's just keep it moving, fam. What we're going to do is I want to get right into the main topic after the greeting. Now, for those of you that have not been to this channel before, I simply want to say that, while you may not have been here before, this is a Yah-only channel. Well, when you say that this is a Yah-only channel, what do you mean and why are you saying that? Why are you interjecting that? And basically, why aren't you like anyone else, any and everyone else that finds a way to incorporate the New Testament into what it is that they do? We do not incorporate the New Testament into our spirituality. No, not at all, not even a little bit. We do recognize that it does speak some truth only when it is accurately quoting the Tanakh. When it is quoting the Tanakh, and only in that instance, then is it actually speaking truth. Otherwise, it is not speaking truth at all. Once it veers away from that, then we find that it is, setting you up for a lie, setting you up for deception. So, hey, we go ahead and we just differentiate between that because we use Isaiah 8 and 20. We use Isaiah 8 and 20 as our litmus test, which says that according, concerning this law and this testimony, if they do not speak according to this word, then there is no light in them. And so we want all the light we can get. We don't want to dwell in darkness. so we run away from the Christian New Testament. Well, as if that is not enough, my brothers and sisters, we stand a particular committee. We do definitely stand firm on the fact that the word of the Most High is worthy to stand upon, and it is the truth, and we stand upon that truth, and we make no excuses for that truth. We stand on it without apology. Well, that being the case, we have reasons why we do not flirt with the Christian New Testament. We also do not at all defy the Most High. We don't defy His word. We stand upon Him because we have found out that there is actually righteousness and truth in the Tanakh. Actually, righteousness and truth in the Tanakh itself. But with that being the case, we do embrace that righteousness. We do embrace that truth. And so we bring it to you here. We bring to you nothing but the truth, the whole truth, as it has been handed down to us by our forefathers in the corpus of material that we call the Tanakh. With that being the case, when I get back, we're going to begin as we struggle with internet. Man, we're struggling with internet here, but hey, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start our main topic once we get back. Be right back.
Shabbat morning. Morning coffee.
Hi, I'm Melchior Uriel, and I want to come to your church or to sit down with you, Pastor, and have a build where we discuss, open up scriptures, and discuss the realities behind the Hebrew way of life and following the laws. Please call the number below, and if unanswered, please leave a message. Thank you. Shalom.
All right, Mr. McCall. All right, we're back. And yes, I just want to say, I do realize that, again, we're cutting some things short. I apologize. We're used to praying. We're used to even giving praise to the Most High. I apologize. We're trying to deal with the fact that we have some internet issues here. Understand that according to my brother, it's been going in and out. Hopefully it will stabilize. And we will definitely continue. Okay. Well, let's do this, and let's go into the portion for today. Now, as always, I'm going to be going to our particular app. Yes, this is our app that we're going into, and with our app, we're going to go into the portions section. We're going to go all the way up here to the portions section to get our portion for today. And please understand that we are looking at a schedule that begins at the beginning of the year in the month of Aviv, right? So the month of Aviv is when we begin. And so with that being the case, we definitely want to continue. And as you see, we have Vayachel. Vayachel is our portion for today. So hey, let's go ahead. Let's get in. For those of you that are watching, you see this, you can click the read button, and then it will take you right to the portion for today. And for those of you that have the extended version, it'll read to you. You choose the voice, as well as you have other research tools that are available to you. And it really does help us out when you subscribe. So do consider subscribing. It's less than $5, and it really does help us out. So with that being the case, let's go ahead and let's begin reading. Notice here it reads, and Moshe gathered all the congregation. He gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together and said unto them, these are the words which Yahweh hath commanded that ye should do them. Notice it doesn't say that you should believe in them, but that you should do them. Doing is the object, not believing. Christianity places a lot of emphasis on just believing, and it doesn't matter what you do. You can be forgiven for anything. All you have to do is just say, Lord, forgive me, Lord, forgive me, Lord, forgive me. And yet you will be forgiven for all your sins. You become magically delicious again before the Most High because you say, Lord, forgive me, Lord, forgive me, Lord, forgive me. Well, no, this is not what he has prescribed for us, but yet it has been made popular by the era of Christianity, but it is that we may do them. So as we see here, it's important for us to do what we're about to read. 6 days, okay? 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you a holy day, a Shabbat of rest unto Yah. Whosoever does work therein shall be put to death. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. Now, let me time together. We have some time of refreshing. It will be very rude. We have some time of refreshing. It will be very rude. In fact, I spoke with someone this morning and I shared with them the same thing. I said, you know what? Here's what Shabbat is all about. It's like someone coming to you from out of town and they finally get to your doorstep and you say, you know what? Hey, I know you just drove all this way to come see me, but guess what? I'm getting ready to go to work and hey, ain't no telling when I'm coming home, but I'm going to work. And yeah, so there's stuff in the oven. There's, make your stuff at home. I'm out. Well, that would be very rude, right? That would be very rude. But you see, that's what Shabbat is about. It's about taking out time, spend time with the Most High. This day, the seventh day, is the day that we celebrate him entering into this physical dimension called earth after it all had been created. And with that being stated, we take out time with him and also with family, those who are also taking out time with him. So it was of such national importance. And the day of Moshe, he said, you know what? We need to establish this. And so we're going to make it capital punishment for those of you that do not observe it. And so it was made capital punishment because they were forging a nation and you couldn't send the message that, you know what? Our laws, you can do them or not do them. No, they're really, the important ones they really had to establish. And so this was part of their establishing the law to make sure that individuals understood that we ain't playing with it, right? If you want to pay the ultimate price, hey, we need to let you know that we ain't playing. And so it was basically of high regard for you to disobey them. And also, you see where it says here that, you know what, also, we don't want anyone to kindle a fire. Well, what is kindling a fire? What is kindling a fire? Is that flicking, is that flicking your bick? Is it turning on the stove? Well, many people get this wrong because they feel like, well, the Most High said that we can't have any fire at all. You mean to tell me that if you're in a cold place, if you're in Alaska in the heat of winter, you mean to tell me that you can't have any fire on, that the Most High wants you to freeze to death? Are you kidding me? No, it does not mean that, my brothers and sisters. It doesn't mean that you can't flick a bick, that you can't use the igniter on your stove. What many people don't realize is that when individuals were kindling a fire, they were starting a fire by hand, meaning that they had to rub the sticks together and rub the sticks together. And that was too much work. He didn't want anyone to work to the point where they would sweat, but a person could really work themselves into a frenzy trying to start a fire. You take 2 sticks and a stone and try to rub it together and make fire, you're going to do lots of work. He's basically saying, look, I don't want you to work. So already have your fire burning, okay? There's people that only eat salads on the fire. They're like, no, because we can't cook. We can't cook. Granted, you can't cook, right? But since it's a day of rest, you're not supposed to be laboring over pot, laboring over food. But the food is prepared before, and yes, you can warm up your food. I'll say it again, yes, you can warm up your food, okay? Again, you can light a stove. And I even heard someone say that, well, electricity is burning fire. No, it's not burning fire. You have electricity. When you walk on carpet with bare feet and you touch a doorknob, you get shocked. Why? Because you are conducting electricity and a spark leaves your body, you know, start a fire from scratch, basically. Okay. Verse number 4 reads, and Moshe spake unto all the congregation of the children of Israel. And in other words, I need everyone to bring stuff so that we can complete this design. Now, remember, the Most High showed Moshe, showed him in the wilderness the pattern. I had one Christian pastor tell me, no, he didn't. No, he didn't. The Most High didn't do that. And it was right there in the text that the Most High did indeed show Moshe a pattern of the temple. And the reason why he couldn't believe that was because it was what the Christians call the Old Testament that was supposed to be. Okay, it was the Old Testament that was supposed to be the pattern. So if the Most High showed him a pattern, then that meant that the temple in the Hebrew Bible is the correct one and that the church would be the false one. Well, this Christian pastor didn't like that. He had a huge problem with that. And he was like, no. It isn't for his wife or wives. Then, hey, he's going to tap into he's going to tap into the funds, right? Not app that you can subscribe to, but you know what? If it's not in your heart to do, don't do. No one is pressuring you to do anything, right? Why? Because the temple is built with those who are willing, those who have a willful and happy nature about them to do so, right? Hey, with that being the case, he says, look, all this stuff, all these ingredients, I need you to bring that. I need you to bring, but hey, bring it with joy, bring it with a cheerful heart. We don't want anything that you would bring up in here with an attitude. We don't want your attitude. We don't want your energy, your negative energy. We don't want that at all. Okay. Instead, we need oil for this. We need onyx stones for that. We need all of these are the ingredients. And it reads in verse number 11, the Mishkan, his tent and his coverings and his hatches and boards and his bars and pillars and everything that you can see here. Hey, we're going to get it. We're going to get it. You're going to bring what you want to bring, and we're going to make it work. The ark, yeah, we're going to build that. The table, the candlestick, we're going to build that. And the incense altar, yeah, we're going to build that. We're going to have the staffs, and they're all of gold, and the altar that's brazen, and the hangings of the court. Yes, we're going to have all that. The pins and the clothes of service, we're going to have absolutely all of that. And notice what it reads in verse number 20, and all the children of the congregation of Israel departed from the presence of Moshe. What did they do about it? Well, notice in verse number 21, and they came, everyone whose heart stirred him up. They came, everyone whose heart stirred them up. See, this is what I want. I want individuals with me, working with me, whose hearts are stirred up to say, hey, we can do this. Let's make this happen. Let's go ahead and do it, especially when we have hiccups, especially when we have technical difficulties. That's the time that we need people the most to say, hey, you know what? We got this. We can do this. Like, for instance, our brother Adrian, he saw that I was having some internet issues. He said, look, whenever you want, I can do a Zoom. See, that's what I'm talking about. I commend our brothers. I love our brothers. Long story short, this is the attitude and spirit that we have to have, even when it comes to challenges. We have to say, you know what? Hey, we can do this. We can get this done. We're going to put it together, and we're going to work with what we got. Remember what the Most High said unto Moshe? He said, you know what? He said, what is that you have in your hand? What is that you got in your hand? He said, look, man, I got this long stick. He says, you know what? I'm going to use that. And with that, they parted the waters. With that, they made waters blood. With that, there's a bunch of things that they did with that stick, right? Well, see, the Most High, he can touch whatever it is that you have. Just go to him with what you got. But, your heart got to be right? Heart's got to be good. Well, notice what it reads here. And they came, everyone whose heart stirred him up. Everyone whose heart stirred him up. And everyone in whom the Spirit made willing. Okay? And they brought unto Yahweh the offerings, basically, that he asked for, and they began to build. They came together and they began to build with what they had. Verse number 22. And they came both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted, and brought bracelets and earrings. And they brought what they had. They brought rings and jewels for the table, gold, right? And they brought all of these unto Yah. Okay. And if we notice here what else it says, and every man with whom we found blue and purple and scarlet, fine linen, and goat's hair and red skin of rams and badger skins, they brought them. They were happy to do so, and they brought them. Every one that did offer an offering of silver and brass, they brought them unto Yahweh an offering. Every man with whom was found shittim wood for any work of the service, they brought it. They brought everything that they possibly could, anything that they thought was needed. And all the women that were wise-hearted, they spun. They spun with their hands, and they brought that which they had spun, both of blue and of purple and of scarlet and fine linen. What I want to pause here to say is that if you notice, this is a national effort. This is a national effort of the entire nation. I should say the remnant of people that are willing-hearted. You know, you had some people that said, no, I ain't giving nothing. I ain't giving nothing. I just got out of slavery and I need all I can get. Well, no, you had people that were willing. That, you know what? Yes, we will give. We will give for the cause. We will give. And why? Because we're building a nation. And the reason why this is so important is because every nation, if it is going to survive, it has to have a spiritual foundation. And this is the spiritual foundation of Israel. It's the spiritual foundation. It says, you know what? This is what we stand upon. This is who we are as a people. This identifies us. Notice what is written in the Tanakh. For this is your wisdom. You following the law, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, it is your wisdom. And so they were literally securing their national future as they were giving unto the temple, the kingdom of Israel. No, not the kingdom of heaven. It was never about a kingdom of heaven. Never about, heaven as a kingdom. And then, it's skill to do a certain thing. Then you have the wisdom to do it. So wisdom to do it. So wisdom, when one seeks wisdom, they're all practical application of that they're seeking certain skills. Okay, whether it be the skill to sew, to cook, to build, or the skill to read someone, the skill to resolve hard things, the skill to teach, skill, whatever it is, those things are said to make an individual wise of heart. Well, as we continue here, we take a look and we see that they said that there were wisdom that was stirred up, there were women that were happy to help, women that were happy to be a part. They got to work, they got to spinning. And notice what it says here that, the rulers brought spices and rocks and everything. They brought everything, stones, everything that they needed. They were gathering from the people. Yes, the same people that had just come out of slavery. The same people that just left Egypt. The same people, yes, those people were the source. You say, well, where did they get stuff from? Well, remember, they spoiled the Egyptians. And so they had stuff. Now, please keep in mind, I want you to notice something here. The stuff that they gave, yes, some of them did have their own belongings, true enough, but some of the stuff they got from the Egyptians. And so, in essence, what we find here is that we can consider the things that they got from the Egyptians to be things that, they may have been of value, they may have been some gold, there may have been mirrors, and so forth and so on. But there was a place for those things in the temple of the Most High. There is a place for those things. I know a lot of times we say, that belongs to, such and such a people. We can't use that. Listen, the Most High can use whatever he wants to use. Okay? Why? Because the entire earth belongs to him. And so everything belongs to him. I don't care who used it first. I don't care who had it. Everything belongs to him, and he can reappropriate things as he sees fit. Well, as we continue here, it says that the children of Israel, that they brought a willing offering unto Yah, every man and woman whose heart made them willing to bring for all manner of work which Yah had commanded to be made by the hand of Moshe. Now, of course, Moshe was the project manager. He wasn't just making everything, right? But he was the project manager, and he made sure that everything was done according to pattern. Verse 30, and Moshe said unto the children of Israel, see, Yah hath called by name Bezaleel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah. Now, this is interesting because when it comes to Bezaleel, we find something very interesting that, he could have very well been one of Yah's enigmatic gentlemen that we talked about previously. Well, what do you mean? Well, notice who he is. Bezaleel means with or under the shadow of the Most High. Now, doesn't that ring a bell? Think about Psalm 91, okay? Think about Psalm 91. Those who dwell in the secret place of the Most High, under the shadow of the Almighty, right? There is protection, there is safety, there is comfort, okay? And so Bezaleel, his name symbolizes all of that, in that he is, he's a very emblem of being in the secret place of the Most High. But wait, there's more. If you take a look, we find out that Bezaleel, he is the son of Uri. Well, okay, it may not hit you, okay, but when you look at Uri, well, let's take a look, because what is that? Notice what we see here. Aleph, Wa, and we have a Resh, along with a Yod, Ori. Ori means light or my light, okay? If it is Ore, and I don't have my glasses on, I can't see if that's Sere underneath the Resh, but guess what? It would mean light. So it would be Bezaleel, okay, the son of light. And so his name is significant, okay, and we find that he also is significant. And we find out here that Bezaleel, he's the son of Uri, or the son of light. And of course, Uri was the son of Hur. Now, that name should sound familiar because it means to be brilliant. Okay, it means to be brilliant, it means to be bright. And so we find here that, yeah, this is an interesting individual, and he's of the tribe of Judah. So what do we get when we understand the tribe of Judah shining bright under the shadow of the Almighty? What does that resemble? What does that remind you of? It reminds you of Hallelujah, which is praise, or to shine brightly before the Most High. It reminds you of being able to praise and shine brightly in praising the Most High. Well, as we continue here, we find that Bezaleel, he's the son of Uri, who was the son of Hur in the tribe of Judah, and he was filled with the spirit of Elohim in wisdom, in understanding, and in knowledge, and in all manner of workmanship, and to devise curious works. Okay? Curious works, to work in gold and in silver and in brass. Okay? And in the cutting of stones and setting them, and in the carving of wood. In other words, this dude was B-A-double-D back. Bezaleel had it going on. And notice what it reads, and he hath put in his heart that he may teach both he and Aholiab, the son of Ahisamach, of the tribe of Dan. So, hey, he had his boys with him. They did their thing. And of course, the temple was being built, right? Mishkan was being built. Then have he filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work of the engraver and of the cunning workman and of the embroiderer in blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen, and of the wearer and of the weaver, even of them that do any work, and of those that devise cunning work. Okay, so we find here that it is being built, the temple is being built, the tabernacle is being built. When I return, we will begin with Shemot 6. Be right back.
Shabbat morning coffee. Shabbat morning coffee. Shabbat morning coffee. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Oh.
All right, we are back. Let's go into chapter 36. Well, going into chapter 36, what do we see? What do we read? Well, it continues. And so this is what we see. Notice it says, Then wrought Bezaleel and Aholiab, and every wise-hearted man in whom Yah put wisdom and understanding to know how to work all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary, according to all that Yah had commanded. And Moshe called Bezaleel and Aholiab, okay? Bezalel and Aholiab, he called them, excuse me, let me get rid of that. And every wise-hearted man in whose heart Yah had put wisdom, even everyone in whose heart stirred him up to come unto the work to do it. And they received of Moshe all the offering which the children of Israel had brought for the work of the service of the sanctuary, to make it withal, and they brought unto him a free will offering every morning. So it didn't stop. Every morning they were giving, right? And notice it was free will. They gave if they wanted to. If they didn't want to, they didn't have to bring anything at all. But it was of a free will offering. Verse 4, and all the wise men that brought all the work of the sanctuary came every man from his work which they made, and they spake unto Moshe, saying, the people bring much. The people are bringing more than enough for the service of the work which Yah commanded to make. And so we have more than enough. So we need them to stop giving. Okay, and Moshe gave mitzvah, a commandment, and they caused it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, let neither man nor woman make any more work for the offering of the sanctuary. So the people were restrained from bringing. But what I love about that is you didn't have to keep begging the folk to give. The Most High stirred up individuals and they said, you know what? Hey, do them. And every wise-hearted man among them that wrought the work of the Mishkan made 10 curtains, okay? And the length of one curtain was 20 cubits, and the breadth of one curtain was 4 cubits, okay? And the curtains were of one size. And he coupled the 5 curtains together. In other words, he followed the instructions and made it exactly as the Most High said, according to the pattern. According to what? According to the pattern. Now, let me just pause here and say that a modern day application for this is that the Most High will definitely give you a vision. He'll give you a vision of how things are supposed to be, whether it be a vision for your life, whether it be a vision of what he wants as far as his kingdom and his people are concerned. And I must say that I have been deeply moved by a vision. And why is that important? It's important because it's really bringing something that's spiritual, and mystical into our natural realm. Now, please understand this. If you notice, the Most High created the heavens and the earth, and he made physical what first had a pattern spiritually or interdimensionally. It had a pattern of all its own. There are certain film lenses and areas of light where you can shine it upon something, and you can see like an energetic blueprint. You can see the energy. It'll be like a blueprint of what's supposed to be there. I've seen it in leaves. You cut away a part of the leaf, and guess what? The energetic pattern is still there, even though the physical part of the leaf is left. I believe that there's the same thing for the human body, but I also believe that there is that same energetic pattern, that same spiritual pattern that exists for everything, especially those things that the Most High has ordained to be. And guess what? I believe that there is a pattern for your destiny. I believe there's a pattern for your life. And when you flow in that, yes, you flow with the will of the Most High. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. I'm so glad that I'm flowing in the will and in the flow of the Most High. I am delighted. I'm happy. And so, yeah, tap into where that energy is. Tap into where that power is. because it is definitely there. It's definitely for you to take advantage of. But we notice here that they were putting some elbow grease in, right? And they were doing according to the pattern. Now, let me say this: it's not enough just to have the pattern. It's not enough to have the spiritual vision. It's not enough to have the spiritual desire. It's not enough to see a spiritual vision. The thing about our people is that we were a concrete people. We were very understanding, very practical, but we believed in concrete things. Okay. If it wasn't affecting our lives, then it didn't mean anything to us, right? If it had no physical bearing on our lives, then it was something that we weren't too concerned about because we were practical, we were physical, we were concrete people. And if it had a purpose in our life, then yes, it was concrete, it was real. And so we want to keep that same spirit of the ancients. And we want to make sure that we live and move according to that pattern, that spiritual pattern. Okay? Because they're making it real. They're taking that is spiritual, that is of a spiritual dimension, and they are making it real by making it physical. They are building according to the pattern. Well, this is chapter 37. Chapter 37 that we take a look at here. And we're going to, in fact, let me do this. I'm not even going to take a break. We're just going to go right in. Notice here, chapter 37. It says, and Bezalel made the ark of 15 wood and 2 cubits. He made that with the length of it, okay, a cubit and a half. So in other words, again, they are making things according to the pattern. They're making things, and of course, he talks about the cherubim being there, okay, which all of this is deeply symbolic, okay. All of this is deeply symbolic of what actually takes place in the realms of the spiritual dimension. The realms of the spiritual dimensions and the tabernacle itself is a living, working model, if you will, of what happens in the realms of the spirit. And yes, there are altars. There are places, holy places, places where things are done, incense and things are lit. I mean, these have their place even in spiritual dimensions that are beyond our physical dimension. So when the Most High shared with Moshe, the Mishkan and how to do what you need to do spiritually for the people, he was allowing Moshe to see and to gather energy, okay, and information that was said to have been forbidden in Enoch. Okay, if you remember the Nephilim, if you remember the fallen ones, part of their issue was that they were giving knowledge that men were not meant to have yet. But the temple itself, okay, and I sure hope this internet signal gives me the clarity, the clearness of vision to be able to say this, and you get it. But what do we find in the tabernacle? What do we find in the temple? And why is all of this so important? Okay, when we get into this and we get all to the bottom of it, they are simply going through everything that the Most High has said. Hey, I want you to build this. I want you to make this. I want you to be a candlestick. I want all of these things to be there. Why? Because that is what exists in the spiritual realm. Well, when you take that and you make the holy anointing oil and the pure incense of sweet spices according to the work of the apothecary, and he made the altar of burnt offerings, and so they are continuing to make all the vessels, to make everything of the altar. And what I love about this, again, this is a portrait of making something spiritual physical. This is one of the major points behind the curriculum that I will be sharing with you all later. Roundabout were of brass, and this is the sum of the Mishkan, even the Mishkan of testimony, the tabernacle of testimony, as it was counted according to the mitzvah or the command of Moshe, the servant of the Levites, and the hand of Ithamar, son of Aharon, the Kohen. So they did this, they put people in place, right? And notice what it reads here, if I can get this back right. And Bezalel, the son of Uri, the son of Hur, of the tribe of Judah, made all that Yah commanded. Imagine how skilled he was. Imagine how much knowledge and wisdom he had to have. And with him was Aholiab, son of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan, an engraver and a cunning workman, and an embroiderer of blue, purple, scarlet, and of fine linen, and all the gold that was occupied for the work, and all the work of the holy place, even the gold of the offering, was 29 talents and 730 shekels, after the shekel of the sanctuary. And the silver, so basically that they're saying, man, this thing, people gave, and they gave all of this, and everything was done according to the plan that the Most High had given. And the brass offering, amen.
Let me make,
Amen.
let me make you laugh. Shabbat morning coffee. Shabbat morning coffee. Shabbat morning coffee. Shabbat shalom. Shabbat shalom. Oh.
Well, all right, brothers and sisters, you know what? I realize that the feed is going in and out, and I apologize for that. And I know that the quality is not our normal standard of quality. I apologize for that. So I am recording, and I'm going to put up the recorded version, which will not have any breaks, will not have any of the issues or problems. So listen, I stated that I was going to cut it short today. We did get through the portion, and so I'm very happy to have done so. But what we're going to do is we're going to stop for now and to continue to work on things, right? We need some of that Bezalel energy up in here to work some things out. Excuse me. So with that being the case, listen, I love you all and I miss you. I miss interacting with you. I miss calling on you. I miss seeing you guys. But hey, it's getting better. Things are improving. And so with that being stated, we're going to let you enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. And I want you to enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. And listen, you can reach me through email. You can reach me through email if you would like. I'm going to ask Bergen Ferris to please put my email up. And, you can reach me. So reach out to me. Again, we're making things work. And I've got some exciting news that we're going to be sharing with you. But I need the signal to be right first. We need to be able to stream correctly. So, hey, with that being the case, we're going to end it for now. I want to say Shabbat Shalom to each and every one of you. Enjoy the rest of your Shabbat. And I am your More for this channel, Melky Uriel. I love you all. I miss you all. And I simply want to say that I cannot wait to interact with you again. And on that note, hey, we will be patient until then. But hey, we will continue to improve things, make things better, and make absolutely sure that it's worth the gas money. I'm your More, Melky Uriel. Love you all. Shabbat Shalom. Enjoy the rest of your